Hello everyone, it's Grizz. I'm out on the road and I had to put a vlog in. I'm just, I had to get out for a ride. I'm out on the road, guys. I've been sick as a frickin' puppy all Christmas. I took a week off before Christmas to enjoy with Taffy and thought we were going to get a little bit of riding in here and there and have a bit of fun together and chill out, wind down before the big wind up of Christmas. And it didn't happen. We both got really sick. It was pants. It was complete rubbish. It's just teetering on the edge of 2017, nearly going to be 2018, and I had to get out. One last ride of 2017, and the way I'm feeling is late. This might even be the last ride of the Ducati. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, everyone. It's a long story, and I need to explain myself. I've had bikes for years and years and years, and as you know, this is like my treat bike, my proper treat, one I've wanted for a long time. It was on the bucket list bike, but I did have some reservations about buying one before I actually bought it, because I also have a very strong yearning for a BMW, the S1000RR, which I also test rode, and Taffy and I fell in love with it. But I really wanted this bike as well, more so than the BMW. It appealed to me more. But there's now just a few little things with this bike that are just niggling away at me that I need to kind of sort out. And I spent a bloody lot of money on this bike, and I take nothing away from it at all. It's an absolute beast of a bike. I bloody love it to bits, but there are some things that are annoying me. Those things that are annoying me are things like the bottom end. I mean, you get it above 30 or 40 this bike and it's an absolute dream, but below that is a nightmare, to be honest. See if I can not give myself a fit with these white lines. Yeah, so I think it's kind of well, I need to sort it out, and it's bothering me a lot. All the kind of lumpy low end is bothering me, and I want to fix it, and I know what it takes to fix it. It takes money, that's what it takes. I mean, I'm still kind of 50-50 on the whole thing, but I just think from a pure financial standpoint, I really just cannot justify it. It's just a lot of money. I mean, new exhaust system, which I would like to do. It's not a need to do, but I'd like to do. And this exhaust is extremely loud, and you guys can't even tell. But I would like something a bit fruitier. And exhaust systems are really expensive for this bike. I mean, they start, for a full exhaust system, they start around the £3,000 mark. 2-3 grand. And I can't justify that financially, to be honest. And if I'm going to go down that route, well, the thing that I actually need to do to sort this bike out is to get it flashed. Now, having it flashed alone isn't cheap. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is Grizz just being picky. I am a picky bastard. You know, I am picky, no two ways about it. But if I'm going to spend this kind of money on a bike, I want it to be right. I think I deserve to be picky. I mean, this is not like buying a commuter. This is buying a top-of-the-range sports bike. And the problem lies in all this Euro emission rules. And it's just murdering a lot of these bikes. It's just killing them. To the point, you know, some of these newer bikes that came out this year were lower performance than the previous year, and that's purely because of the Euro emission rules. Euro 4 has been more stringent than Euro 4 emission rules. Now that just doesn't make any sense, does it? I mean, all we've ever seen with our bikes is things improving, but now it's getting to the point now where the laws and rules and regulations are just hitting the performance and making us go backwards. And I guess in that it also takes away some of the quality of the bike, and they need sorting. So, you know, you buy it brand new, you've got a bloody... The exhaust system on it generally is a joke. It's not on this bike actually. This is actually not a bad exhaust. For a bog standard exhaust, it's quite loud, it's quite throaty. This is the loudest I've ever heard on a standard bike for a standard system, so I can't slate it for that, but I do like my bikes loud. I am a bit of a hooligan. But put that to one side, it's the actual running, the smoothness, the delivery. They're just very weak now. They kind of take all the fuel out of that bottom end to make it past the Euro emission rules and laws and regulations, and it totally messes up the bottom end of a bike. Of this bike, it has definitely, and I feel it's bothering me so much that I want to fix it, and I just can't justify spending more on it to fix it, to sort it, to get it how I want it, and that's quite frustrating, and probably not something you've all heard, not heard before, you know. So yeah, the bottom line is, Grizz, you know, spent a lot of money buying this bike, and I don't have a lot more money for now fixing it. Which kind of stinks, doesn't it? Now I could spend it, I could spend the money, I could sort this bike out, and I could spend it. It's the money I could make accessible, and I could use it, and I could sort it. But I'm quite savvy, I guess, with my money. I am very careful with my money, and yeah, I do spend a lot of money on some expensive items. I.e. just this one item. This is the most expensive thing I've ever bloody bought, apart from a house. But I always like to think I can kind of see my money back as and when I need to. And if I start spending out, I'm not. So it doesn't really make any sense to me anymore, really, this bike, you know, from that perspective. It's a great bike. It's a great bike for going above 40. And it's not even a bad bike going below 40, in all honesty, but for me it's not perfect. Ducatis, I guess, in their very nature, are not really designed for perfect. They're not a Swiss Army watch or a Swiss watch, you know, kind of beautifully... It is beautifully engineered, it is beautifully designed, but they have always got that little bit of rawness to them, which is kind of cool. But I've also had a lifetime of 4-strokes, I guess, and nice smooth machinery, and I seek that now, and I seek that kind of perfection in delivery of the power, you know. Yeah, I was umming and ahhing the other day. I was going to spend £1,000 on a second-hand exhaust system, and then I just started thinking, geez, Grizz, you know, it's £1,000. That's the exhaust. I bought some block-off plates. They were like 30 quid. I bought some a filter. Got that cheap from work, but I was thinking of actually upgrading it to the full carbon fibre filter. Gives you double the amount of the intake. That's £300. And then I thought, geez, so what are we looking at? Fuel, air filter 300 quid, exhaust £1,000, other little bits and pieces. So you could pop it up to around about 1,400. Then get it rolling road tuned and remapped. I don't know how much that is. You could be looking around another 400. So I'm not far off of a couple of grand. Which is just, that money is gone. I'm not going to see that back. And I can't justify that kind of money. I can spend it, I've got it, if I want to do it, if I really want to do it, I can do it. But you know what, I cannot justify it. Because come the end of the day, it's not really going to make a massive difference to me. It will, you know, this bike is a claimed 205 brake horsepower. The actual reality of the situation when you buy a standard bike like this before anything's been done to it, it's more like 170 brake horsepower at the wheel, which is a good number. It's good, it's blood. I mean, this thing's freaking fast. Can't get it over to you. There's a lot of torque there. It's a lot of power. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking bike and I love it to bits. But I'm thinking, guys, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to buy myself a very nice BMW S1000RR. And it'll do everything and more that this can do. And I have more power. And I'll buy it slightly cheaper, probably. And I'll laugh all the way to the bank. I know it's a bit of a cop-out. I know it's not considered a biker's bike. But I'm sorry. It's my bike. And it's my pocket. This is an awesome bike, okay? That cannot be denied. Things for 2018. Things are changing 2018. There's some new things going on for me work-wise that are looking very exciting. It's going to mean me continue doing what I'm doing the delivery driving, but I'm also going to be doing something else. I can't talk to you about it, but it's exciting and it should be quite lucrative. So yeah, who knows what the future holds from a standpoint of bike ownership for me, but things financially are on the up, looking very positive, and it might also free my time up as well eventually. So I'm excited for that. Taffy as well. I say neither one of us are still actually really very well. Neither one of us are real kind of 100% recovered. But it's been like 2 weeks of being bloody sick, and excuse me, Christmas was rubbish and I want to get out and have a ride. So hey presto, here I am. So there we go, guys. I think I've spoke like way too long. Hope I've not upset all you Ducati lovers. The V4 Panigale, I've still yet to ride that. Who knows, that might even happen. If they have sorted out the bottom end, by any minuscule chance that the bottom end on the V4 Panigale is kind of nice and crisp and tight and not all glitchy like this, then that might even happen. So let's see what happens. But at the moment I'm just thinking, sod this, I'm going to sell this thing and I'm going to buy myself a BMW. Excuse me. Something else I also started to do when I decided I was going to buy this bike, I just said to myself, that's it, life's too short, I'm going to make a few dreams come true, and I might have a different bike every few months. I'll see how I go. So no one being too butthurt over the whole bike change, because it might happen a fair bit. You might see a fair few changes. So yeah, be prepared basically. 2018 is going to be very changeable in many ways. Bikes, work, me as well. I'll put it in around with the settings. Yeah, there's a lot of changes coming up from me physically as well. I had a big wake-up call. I had a wake-up call a long time ago when I got sick. And I got sick and then I kind of recovered. And I promised myself I would not ever go back to being that sick again. And this last couple of weeks has been bloody horrible. It's been bloody terrible. Both Taffy and I mean, I was so bloody sick. I'm not joking. I just thought one night, that's it, I'm going to die. I thought, that's it. Oh my god, I need to clean the chain. Yeah, I just thought, this is it, man, I'm going to die. I couldn't breathe. My heart was going like a million miles an hour. And my head felt like it was going to explode. And I'd been sick for a week or more. And I just thought, man, this is it. I'm going to die now. It sounds very dramatic. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. But it started making me think about Taffy and us. And about our future and what's going to happen to Taffy when I do eventually cop it and die. So, yeah, I'm going to have a big push next year. And see if I can get some more money turning over. This isn't really costing me a lot of money, so it is going to stay basically, or a new bike. So, but I want to kind of get an experience and do things and earn a bit more money. Is a bit going against my kind of outlook on life, to be honest. Because I'm a believer in kind of not working too much and enjoy, you know, because life's short. But I got to regain that kind of balance of working and earning. I always used to work sensible. I used to have 5 jobs, you know. I used to run my own businesses and stuff, and I never used to kind of work a lot, but I used to earn good money. And now I've gone the other flip side of doing like one job, working my ass off and not getting a hell of a lot of money. So I need to regain that balance. So that's going to be a bit of messing around. I want to set up a better future for Taffy. I'm going to take out some kind of life insurance policy or something and just see that she's sorted for the future. And I'm going to enjoy a few nice bikes that I've been wanting for a very long time. So I wanted to keep this and own it through the summer, next summer, and enjoy it. But I've decided I'm going to move it on sooner rather than later, while I don't lose too much value out of it, and buy another corker of a bike. And we'll see how long that holds me until I decide I'm going to buy another different corker. So that's where we are at the moment, guys. So thanks for joining me. Hope I didn't bore you to death with telling you about my boring life and excessive lifestyle of enjoying my luxury bikes. But I don't have much else going on, guys. I don't have kids. I have zero responsibilities. It's just me and Taffy. and I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to look back on it and regret things. So I'm seizing the day, as they say. Anyway, enough bullshit. Look after yourself, guys, and we'll speak again soon. Cheers all. Bye.